This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live. And tonight, we have another edition of The Legend's Truth. Tonight, on Legend's Truth, we're going to be traveling through time. Traveling through time. It's a message about time. T-I-M-E, baby. So Legend travels through time, baby. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started and talking about time, because I don't want to spend too much time, no pun intended, doing this video, but we need to check the chat. Currently, my chat's normally over here. You know, I had some screw-ups and I didn't get to set that up in time, but I got it on my other monitor tonight. So let's check out what we got going on in the chat. And we got the Purple Glitch. What is up, Purple Glitch in the house, man? Great to see you here tonight. Purple Glitch. Your two buddies, old Evil Huntsman and old Jax the Great, man, they back in action. Brian Spaceboy 227, one of the best right there. One of my fellow sailors when we sail the sea. We got Jason Smith, man. One of my moderators, he's here to stay. Jason Smith, all night, all day. Next up, I know this guy's happy for somebody at episode 9. I'm talking David from Beyond the Blast Doors, man. One of the best Star Wars YouTube channels you're ever going to see, man. Make sure you subscribe to him today. Do it faster than Han ran the Kessel Run. We got Double S Comics Rita. Man, I know you've been working hard. You the champ, boy. You've been pumping that iron and doing some good stuff in the gym, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. Legends Live tonight, we're talking about time and how I've traveled through time. You know, I'm a huge fan of time travel and stuff. Also parallel dimensions. I love the DC stories, you know, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I love the fact that, you know, there could be, you know, parallel Earths or parallel dimensions, or, you know, that's just freaking an awesome concept, parallel dimensions. AKA, man, it's like one of those Dark Shadows storylines where one of the rooms in Collinwood, the new house, if you will, one of the rooms, when sometimes if you open the doors to that room, you could see in the room, and you can't go in the room, you know, it's like an invisible barrier, but you can see another parallel time going on where things are happening in that room, but they're not what they seem. You know, I'm the Great Legend in this kind of reality we're in, but what if the Great Legend in a parallel reality is like, I don't know, freaking dentist or something? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the guy hated comics, you know? So I'm always intrigued by parallel reality. Back to back. What's up, Alfred83? We also got HME3 Comics, man. So parallel realities and all that stuff, that's really cool. So, you know, I got a little Dark Shadows. That's a great storyline on that. There's Sliders, which was really a good show, which I haven't even finished that show, but that was an awesome show about kind of parallel realities. I like time travel stuff. I like Quantum Leap. Remember old Quantum Leap, where you used to jump in and try to do some work quantum style? Man, that was a great show. Old Scott Bakula. I love time travel, man. You know my favorite time travel trilogy, not Trilogy's Comic Corner, but my favorite time travel movies is Back to the Future trilogy. That's my favorite time travel stuff. Oh, and oh my God, one of the best shows. Now, the movie was okay. I need to go back and rewatch the movie because I was kind of younger when I watched it, and, you know, probably didn't understand. I have to watch it multiple times. But the TV series on Sci-Fi, they just finished their, I think, 4th and final season back in the summer, July maybe. It was 12 Monkeys, the TV series. Man, I even got teary-eyed on some of that, man. That was a damn good show. I freaking loved it. Loved time travel. Man, HME3, it's good to see you in here. We got HME3 Comics. Purple Glitch in the house. Purple Glitch says it would be very unlikely that Earth is the only place in the multiverse with living things. So they saw Ant-Man and Wasp today. All right, man. Your mom is pretty cool. She's a pretty cool gal. Taking y'all to see Ant-Man and Wasp. That's a movie I still need to go see. But you know, what I'm kind of getting into is I'm tongue twisted here. But last night we had Legends live auction, one of the highest live audience Great Legend shows ever had. We had 74 concurrent live viewers. Man, we made all the sellers together pretty much combined. You know, we made more money than even when Contender was on selling the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman signature Wonder Woman book, gold label 98 sig by her, the actress, and those two Hulk 181s. I mean, we made more, and that was awesome. And then tonight I'm bringing you some Legends truth about my journey through time, traveling through time, whatever. But yeah, prior to last night's video, I hadn't done a video for a month, you know, and I equate it to a couple of things. One, straight up burnout. You know how we all get burned out from like doing something on YouTube, or, you know, maybe want to take a break from social media or whatnot. A lot of the burnout was going on, man. It was getting to be a little bit too much, and we'll kind of go into that in a little bit. Just, you know, more gray in the beard. I mean, through the years. I mean, this is my ninth year on YouTube. So, man, just a little bit more gray in the beard. It's not as brown as it used to be back in 2009. So there's that. You know, just getting a little older. And then, you know, pile onto that, you know, you work, you know, 8 hours a week, or you know, not, yeah, I wish I had that job. No, you work 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. You come home, and man, it's like you got one kid cold chilling in the living room, you know, wife's doing her thing, my little man's in here running the computer and, you know, playing some games or whatever. And so they're all good. So when I get home, it's usually, you know, we all take our, you know, get together at the dinner table, have our dinner, whatever. We all, you know, it's weird. I know, we all sit at the dinner table. I don't know if people still do that. But, yeah, we all sit at the dinner table. Then we go back to doing our own little things. And I just hadn't feel like booting up the computer. You know, for one, my son's on it. And I'd rather just have him do what he wants to do. Not saying, you know, you don't want to let your kids run wild with Hulkamania. But, you know, if I'm already tired, I'll let the Steam babysit him, you know, for a little bit while I get some rest. But yeah, man, just hadn't felt like doing a lot of videos lately. Let's see what we got up in the chat here. Mr. Rockfish, man, that auction was crazy last night. If y'all didn't check that out, make sure you go check out the Legends live auction for August 4th, 2018. It was freaking cool, man. I need to start getting to bed earlier. Yeah, I think we all do. All right, man, get to bed, Purple Glitch. Deja Vu. That was a good time travel movie. Double S Comics Reader said Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. That was one of my favorite ones, too, where it's always like at the end of it, you find out the hero or whatnot, the reason he's in that situation is because he was the one that originally went, you know, changed the situation in the first place. Man, I love that kind of stuff, too. It's really cool. 12 Monkeys had a lot of those little, like, fun things in there. I mean, it was amazing. If they ever come out with 12 Monkeys TV series from Sci-Fi on, like, they probably already have them, but if I can get, like, all of them in one box, man, that would be great. Man, what is up? We got Old Man Gamers Chris in the house. What's up, Chris? It's great to see you, man. Pope Cerebus the First. Man, I'm feeling good, man. You know, I'm doing good. Tonight's Legends Truth is all about Legend travels through time. Oh, Time Cop. Alfred 83. Time Cop. Equalizer 2. Equalizer 1 and 2 I have not seen yet. I need to see that. I haven't seen Equalizer. But yeah, man. I mean, I love traveling through time. You too, man. HME3, man. Man, we got some great stuff in the chat real quick. Let me see if I can get this chat on here. If y'all don't mind me working this thing real quick. Let's get some chat going. I'm getting a little chat going, man, so we can see the chat. Because I want, people that watch this on the rewind, I want them to see, what's kind of going on in the chat. Let me see if this, probably still going to get that bar. Yeah, I think that bar is still alive. But yeah, man. Whoop, turn the chat back on. All right, let's see what this does. Yeah, they still got that bar on there. YouTube needs to fix that little scroll bar. There we go. All right. Jason. What's up, Jason? We still got Jason in the house. Man, it's good to see Jason. Whew, I tell you. But yeah, what, so didn't do a video for a month. I was good. I was still participating in Comic Core on Friday nights on Reviews from the Batcave channel. Rest in peace. But they'll be back. Everyone always comes back. Because it's fun, man. Who doesn't like making videos, sharing your passion, talking about what you want to talk about? It's pretty awesome. But, yeah, man. Good freaking times. Good freaking times. And we're going to have more good times, more good rhymes on the way. But, yeah, so took that time off. And, man, it was great, because, you take some time off YouTube or whatnot, and I actually got to watch more videos. And I know, like, even me saying I watch more videos, that may be like 2 or 3 a night. You know what I mean? And again, it's just tough to catch up, but get 2 to 3 videos in a night, see what I'm down with, see what I enjoy and everything. Because some of the stuff, some of the videos I kind of like better than others, things like that. And I see a lot of differences in the way the comic book community videos are kind of going, and I'm watching some of my gaming videos about Sea of Thieves. I gotta get some Sea of Thieves strategy. Which, by the way, I got a double kill with a freaking sword fight today. I mean, these dudes were coming at me. They were coming at me on Sea of Thieves. They had the new school boat, the 3-man brigantine, but there was only 2 people on it. And man, I tell you what, they started attacking me. And they were shooting the hell out of my boat, and I couldn't get a good angle on them. I was getting kind of festered with it, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. So I just decided to sideswipe their boat, kind of ram their boat. I mean, my boat was already getting kind of screwed. We were right outside of Outpost, so it wasn't a long swim to the Outpost. They were kind of, we were both kind of coming into the Outpost at the same time. I didn't have anything to sell. I was just going to, see what they were doing. Maybe there's a new thing called form an alliance. Maybe I was going to form an alliance with them. And what was crazy, they fought with me, so I just ran my boat into them. Some guy jumped on the boat, on my boat, and my boat was already kind of, screwing up. So I jumped to their boat. He jumped back over. One guy stayed on my boat that was sinking to look for treasure. But anyways, this one guy, I freaking gave him, he was coming up the ladder, and I was at the top of the ladder, and I heard him jump off. I heard that he was coming up the ladder, and he was coming back up his boat. And I just stood right at the top, and right when he came up, wham, 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 3-hit combo with the cutlass, baby. And then, man, and after that, I saw him do something. He took a chip shot with the blunderbuss, but, he took half my health off. And then after that, though, after I did my 3-hit, I immediately switched to the pistol and just capped him, and he died. And then so after that, I went down below deck, and I had to steal some of their bananas to up my health. And damn, they had like 5 of these skulls, and they had one of those awesome gold skulls, those like foul, hateful bounties, the gold ones with the cracked little floaty head and the smoke coming out. Man, so I grabbed that thing and I cashed it in, and then when I was coming back to the boat, the other guy, I don't know where he was, but anyway, so I'm back on their brigantine, and then they come back down, and that's when I get that. Both of them came down at the same time. That's when I got my 2 kills on them. Or what do they call it? 2-man kill. I don't know. Just back-to-back death for them idiots. Anyway, yeah, Brian, it was pretty awesome. Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. But yeah, a lot of fun on that game. But yeah, and then so when I get off work, like I said, we have the dinner, and we and then they'll come back and do what they're doing. Sometimes when I get them, if I get them late, they've already had dinner, so I'll just have my dinner and watch a little TV or whatever, lay in bed, watch the iPad. Been, like I said, watching that 12 Monkeys. I still have my DVD player by my bedside, so I still watch my Dark Shadows. I'm going to be done with those pretty soon. Then I'll start doing the movies of those. And so, yeah, a lot of times when I get home, I'm tired, and I don't feel like using my time to do YouTube videos. And that's nothing against my viewers. I love all y'all, but sometimes it's just like, you want to spend more time with your family. You want to spend more time doing your own stuff, where, say, even though I wasn't showing a comic book video or playing a game or telling Legends Truth or having an auction or whatever, even though I wasn't doing that on camera, I was still doing that kind of stuff, in the real analog world. So, I didn't put anything on eBay, so I guess I didn't do much for the auction thing. I bought some stuff on eBay, though. But yeah, I still read my comic books. I've almost caught up on Green Lanterns and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I've read Mind Games Part 1, Mind Games Part 2, which was, I want to say, either issue 30 and 31, I believe. And the story was these little yellow gremlins broke into... I can't remember the island. It may be called Stryker Island, but maybe I'm getting confused with an X-Men thing. Or Stryker's Island, I don't know. So, some kind of deal they were holding Hector Hammond in. And these little green men kind of like hijacked him, and they were putting these like tubes in his big brain. And they were using his mind control abilities to make, Hal Jordan and Superman get all messed up in the mind, and it would kind of mind control Hal Jordan into thinking that Superman had a Sinestro ring on, and he was infected. Superman was infected by Parallax, and he was all about the Sinestro Corps. Although that was these little gremlins that were hijacking Hector Hammond and stuff like that. It was a cool issue because Hal Jordan got to come back to Sector 2814 and do that little mission that John Stewart put him on. So that was pretty freaking cool. And what I loved at the very last panels of that, he had a little bit more time. And one of Hector's visions that went inside Hal was in Coast City again. He was at his brother's house with his sister-in-law, the niece and nephew, and also Carol Ferris was over there, and they were having a dinner and stuff like that. And Hal knew it was just a vision that he had, but at the last part of the book, when he was all good, he wanted to go see Carol, and he'd bring her some flowers and rekindle some passion or whatnot. And man, right when he got to the door to had the flowers, John Stewart freaking called him away on another mission. He was like, and on his way, you had that big draw. If you watch wrestling and they throw tacks out on the mat, and a guy like say Jericho and Ambrose a couple years ago, they had this spot where they threw the thumbtacks on the mat where 3 times they went back and forth, slamming each other almost on the tacks. That's one, but they didn't do it. They pulled away because they want the crowd off their seats to look at that action where, oh my God, are they going to get the thumbtacks? Oh my God. And then they pull them back, they reel them back in because you're not ready to, go with the big climactic move there. And then about that 3rd time where Ambrose or someone power bombs Jericho on all these tacks. Oh, damn. And that's when you got them. That's when you got the crowd. So, yeah, I don't even know what the hell I was saying, but Damn good stuff, man. Kind of went off on a tangent. But anyway, back to Hal Jordan. Yeah, so the panels leading up to that final where he says, screw it, I got to go, you know. But he's like trying to think of the things to say to her. Like one of them was like, you know, long time no see, you know, blah, 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 blah. One of them said something like, looking good, babe. I thought that was kind of funny. And then finally Stewart called him away, and then it sucked. I mean, you're like, oh, my God, you know, is he going to get to see Carol Ferris? Oh, we need a reunion here. And then all of a sudden, damn, Jon Stewart pulls Hal off, and we didn't get the finish we wanted. We didn't get the storyline that we wanted. We got to get Hal's ass back up to space to help the Green Lantern Corps. Because I don't know the next storyline I'm on. I haven't cheated and went ahead, but I know one of the final ones, or, you know, the one that's getting close to 50 is the some other Green Lantern people, I think, and then he also was fighting with Zod in some of the issues as well. Let's see what we got here. Bat Channel's back. Nothing wrong with taking time off. Can't wait for Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2, man. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm definitely getting that in October. Excited for the Fantastic Four movie after the Fox deal. Man, I hope so. I don't want them to rush anything. That's another thing where, you know, just give it a little time. You know, finish up what you want to do. You know, you want to ask the Disney folks, do you want Fantastic Four in the big Marvel Cinematic Universe? I mean, do you want them to cross over with different teams and things like that? Or do you want them to kind of do their own thing? Me personally, if I was doing this deal, the Fantastic Four would be in the 1960s. Pre Apollo 11, you know, getting to the moon and everything, but, or, you know, yeah, because you don't want, the moon landing would take away from just going up into space and getting hit with cosmic rays. So pre-moon, but you keep that story in the 1960s, and, you know, you have all your great Fantastic Four, you know, stuff there. You know, you started out there with some fun villains like, say, Mole Man, or, you know, you want to have some villains in that 1960s. I would even say Doctor Doom. You got to have him in there somehow too. But have those, Doctor Doom, because he's going to be your main Fantastic Four villain. Have him and the Fantastic Four somehow travel to the future, a la all new X-Men, Marvel Now. You know, get them to travel to the future and have them fight with the modern, you know, the current day, the 2018 heroes. And that's how you do Marvel into the cinematic. But don't, like, you know, that's the thing, I think sometimes with some of the DC movies, don't go all in. I mean, it's just like the thing with the DC did with the those movies. I think they tried to go all in, you know, a little bit too quick, whereas they should have done the, you know, Hal Jordan. You think you're going to get it, and then something happens, and you reel it back in. You don't want to give too much slack on the damn fishing rod. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it tight, and you want to reel it in. You want to keep it safe. And, you know, if some of those safe movies or safe bets are good, you know, if you get a little fire in the bottle or whatever, you get that little genie in the bottle, you get that Iron Man, and people are like, damn, this is really good. You get a movie like that Black Panther, damn, great movie. Thor Ragnarok, you know, some of the ones, all the Cap movies were pretty damn good. Love the first one, love Winter Soldier. Civil War was pretty damn good too, because that's like a pretty much Bucky trilogy is pretty much what those three movies are. But yeah, do some stuff like that. So I've got high hopes for Shazam. You know, again, that I was saying it all along when the Shazam movie was coming out, that you want to keep it lighthearted, you want to keep it fun. You know what I mean? You don't want to go freaking dark. I mean, I love that Zack Snyder, man. I love that Watchmen movie. Love that Superman movie. That Superman Batman was good if you watched the unedited one, you know, just the long movie. It was good. It was really long. I mean, they probably could have made 2 or 3 movies out of that, but still good movie. But yeah, man, so I am pumped up for the Fantastic Four movie, but, you know, we'll just see how it goes. Nerd Vision. It's great to see Nerd Vision in the house, man. Nerd Vision, we haven't even got to the good stuff yet. So, yeah, I haven't been on YouTube in a while. But let's go ahead and kind of take a look at how we got to YouTube. And more importantly, the Great Legend, 2018. I had to time travel pretty damn far to get here. And it took 41 years. Of course, man, not yet. And I should say, you may catch me say man quite a bit, as in human beings. But I don't want to disrespect women, men, women, humans. Humans, no doubt, will, they're already smashing atoms over there at CERN. They're trying to figure out how God made the universe, made all of us through their Big Bang theories or whatever they believe in. And so, yeah, I bet they're trying to, everyone's always fascinated with time travel. You got that show. I didn't really watch it much. My wife watched it a lot. It was called Timeless. It was okay. It was pretty good. But, it wasn't one of my favorites or anything. But we, currently, we travel through time. We travel forward. We can't go back, but we can travel forward through time by 1 second at a time, Travel forward by 1 second. And it's taken me a lot of seconds to get, to where I'm at today. Man, I remember back when I was a kid, you kind of think back at the simpler times, and you see this on Facebook where one of your friends will post something like, a funny video of how it was in the 1980s, or something like that, where a kid is selling lemonade or listening to a big jam box, and then it shows here's how kids are listening to music today, and it's this you've seen that kind of stuff, but that's really kind of how it was, man. 1980s, it was just, you were a kid, it's like we talked about it last night. Someone mentioned at the end of the auction when I was talking a little bit about this video last night, how you came home when the lights came on, the street lamps came on. That's when you came home, or when your mom yelled outside. I remember when my town was smaller, when it was still called a town, I would be at my house, and I could hear the football field, which was like over the highway and on down, but I could hear, the games on Friday nights as a young kid, like the football games, and we'd have to go to bed pretty early, but I would hear the band and I'd hear the football game, and I thought that was really cool. No way, I live in the same town, but no way in hell could I go to my original house and hear the football game now. There's just no freaking way, because the population, there's a lot more people here. But I always remember that. I remember those little deals where, we would open up the windows, and I know some of y'all may not, I don't do that very much anymore, but, when you open up the windows and you have the screen, and man, it was just like so much more quiet, than it is in today's times. But, man, it was some good times. Those summers, man, they seem to last forever. Man, and if I had the choice, it would be now or never. Those were the best days of my little summer 69 there. More like 79 though. But yeah, man, it was some good stuff, man. Walkmans, you had the cassettes. All of that good stuff, man. It was awesome. But the old Nintendo, the Atari, the Pong. Man, my neighbor across the street had the Pong with the paddles, freaking cool. We played more board games back then. And how do you like this? I mean, a lot of us are close to the same age, I would hope. Well, I guess I don't hope. I love all ages equally. I don't want to get all weird or anything. I don't want no age discrimination on my channel, because I love all the ages. But yeah, man, it's like, that show that I have never seen the show. I've only caught glimpses, from my wife's watching, but the Blaster Stash It guys love it. It's called Stranger Things. Never seen it really, but my wife says it's in the time period of the 80s or whatnot, or late 70s, early 80s, or mid 80s. I don't know the exact. I've never seen the show, but that's the time period where a lot of these guys and gals, you know, grew up, man. That's how they traveled through time. They were traveling through time in the 80s 1 second at a time. And man, those are some damn good times. Good music, you know. When I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of well, not that I knew of. There wasn't a lot of like racial tendencies or racism or hate or any of that kind of stuff. Back like in say like 60s and 50s and all that kind of crap. So man, I mean the times were really good as a kid, and I just had a good childhood, I guess. My dad raised us. Mom left in when I was in first grade, but my dad remarried a sweet, great woman that turned his life around. So thank God for her. But anyway, yeah. So we had some good times. But no, what I'm saying is we didn't have a lot of like separation between our peers, our schoolmates, or no hate. We all sat at the same lunch tables and crap like that. It didn't matter, what you were, if you were a sports person, band person, black person, white person. It didn't matter, We was all just hanging together, But man, you fast, so you had the 80s, right? And just great times, man. And you didn't have the technology that we have today. And y'all have heard this kind of stuff before, but so fast forward into internet and all that kind of stuff. I remember, I think it was Lord's Longbox posted a meme or something. He said like maybe 2008, I don't know what the year was, maybe 2005, we had these crappy monitors, this big computers, stupid slow stuff. And the meme said, it had an old computer and they had the new computer, and it said people used to want to take 30 minutes. They wanted to spend 30 minutes on the internet, or they wanted to spend all their time on the internet right when it came out. A lot of us Gen Xers, we were all into that when the internet came out and everything. So we were well versed in our computer skill, whereas the younger folks, they're trying to get away from the digital. They're trying to take breaks from the internet, kind of like how I took a 1 month break. Another reason I kind of took a break was, all of this stuff. I mean, it's just insane. Oh, I don't know if I'll ever honestly get used to it. I mean, personally for me, it's getting worse because, like I've told you before in my truth videos, November 2016, I was awoken to a whole new reality where I can visualize and see things that other people can't see, and some things that other people can't understand. And if you want to learn about any of that, you got to go back and check my previous videos. But I'm always seeing stuff, like seeing a picture, like it's almost like I can see the future happen by events and things that happen to me each and every day, whether it be synchronicity or deja vu, or where something I know one way is now a totally different way. All these little things that like pop up. When I say synchronicity, it's like I'll be saying something and I'll say a word. I'll be saying something or chatting. I'll say a crazy word like strife, or just some random thing I'm talking about, and then boom, a second later, my wife's watching a TV program and they say the same thing. And you're like, oh, that's just a coincidence. Well, not if it happens like every single day of your freaking life. Honestly, every day of my life I see something new. I see something out of the blue that people wouldn't understand, but I'm in a small percentage of folks that can see that kind of stuff. It's very interesting, and it's pretty cool. It's neat. A lot of people think I'm crazy and stuff like that, but that I could see these like Mandela effect, and see some of these different things that could be really happening that mainstream media doesn't talk about, or they blow it off, or make fun of it or whatever. But it's really insane. I've seen something. I've seen reality shift and change right before my eyes. It's weird, and that's only happened once, but Very cool. Cool, scary, and when I say cool, it's cool in a way because I know the world is getting so bad and sucky that those gonna be a change a coming. You know what I'm saying? But you get on the social media, and Instagram, or Instagram's actually pretty cool because I just look at pictures and then I'll just hit the heart on them, basic. But it's the I don't do Twitter anymore, hardly at all. I don't even hardly check it. I do Facebook quite a bit. I'll check my Great Legends Show Facebook page messages, make sure there's nothing in there. But the normal feed, the Facebook feed, man, it's freaking brutal. I got friends on both sides of the political agendas and all that kind of stuff, and man, it's insane. It's like, I think every year on Facebook it gets worse. People, like just back and forth fighting, or sometimes people will post something just to get like some weird reaction, and it's that urge, the folks reading the post, and I've done this too a lot of times. They can't like stop themselves from replying back to that comment. I mean, they can't just, be humble and just get away from it. Don't even type anything. Don't feed the trolls, if you will. Not that I think the original person is trying to be a troll. It's just, why even post that? Because it's going to get a negative reaction, from someone. And then you got folks that want to debate about it. So it's like they'll lay out that challenge, and then you'll say, well, I don't think this man is good a president. And then the other guy will, now debate that person, or, they'll go back and forth, and I'm kind of reading this. And then that is just way too much right there, man. Way too freaking much. In the comic book community for me, it was kind of hard because I was just like, I was reading my books, doing my thing. I never pay much attention. Well, I guess it's a two-way street. I don't pay much attention to what's hot, or what's the spec books, or what's the newest stuff, or newest characters. And a lot of folks nowadays will pay attention to the brand new books that come out to see if any new characters come out. There's even apps that tell you, like, if a book has a first appearance in it or something like that. So what happens is a lot of folks will buy the books, these books for these first appearances, hoping that they'll be worth something someday. And it's a crapshoot. Some actually will be worth some stuff, because they're, they can't keep doing the same stuff over and over. They need to write new characters, get new characters out there, and put these new characters on the map, like a Miles Morales, or a Gwen Stacy coming back as old Spider-Gwen. But Silk is another one, that's Cindy Moon, the new Miss Marvel. But yeah, you got to have new characters. It's kind of like you can't have, freaking Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan wrestling. You can't have them wrestling when they're like 70 years old. I mean, you got to have something new. Sometimes you got to put them old dogs to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so a lot of times it's like on comic book community stuff, I watched more of the talking shows, like the live shows, the talks. I watched a lot of comics with Bueller, because he was bringing, doing more things like little skits and having his kids on, and Jeff and Taylor doing something, kind of doing other little things. I thought was pretty cool, pretty interesting. Watched me a lot of Silver Age Dave here in 2018 as well. Not lately. And it's hard. I mean, geez, Louise, those two guys, probably the two hardest men in the YouTube comic book community. No disrespect to any other channels, but man, they be cranking out like a video a day. I'm like, woo, man. and that's awesome. But I couldn't watch them all, so I have to kind of pick and choose, like, you know, who I watch and things. But I really got into watching a lot of the live shows. You know, the Lords of the Long Box, New York Warriors, Blaster Stash It a little bit. Who's another one I did? JLS Comics, man. I love me watching some of that JLS. A lot of Who Dat Comics in the afternoon, Who Dat Comics and Movies, along with C. Woodard and Comics and Cold Ones on Thursday night. I mean, just some hot new live shows going on. And, man, I was telling my buddy Rich, I was saying, there's so many live shows now. You know, back in the day, I was known as the king of live shows. I was pretty much the only dude that even did a lot of live shows back in, what, 2011, 2012. But, man, there's live shows all over. So it's kind of like you see all these live shows going on, and you're like, well, damn, this guy's got 30 viewers. This guy's got, you know, 9, 10. This guy's got 15. And you might have 3 live shows going on in one night, man. So I'll be like, well, I don't even want to do live shows, but I'm gonna use my time right now, and I'm gonna watch these guys do some stuff, and I really enjoyed it. It's really fun. Like, I'm, you know, you might think I'm just an idiot or something, but no, I really love, you know, like New York Warriors is, you know, like I said, no disrespect. You know, I'm trying to get in and try to watch as much as I can, but I won a big freaking box of books. I haven't opened it yet. You know, it's going to be in a future video, but I got a big old Marquee 316 box for a damn good steal of a deal. $100, but like tons of $10 and $15 books in there. I was like, dang. And no one was bidding on it. I was like, man, I got to get up on this. So I've really been digging that New York Warriors auction. And I love all them guys on there. I mean, they're just epic people. So Mr. Waka and Mr. D. Man, what's up? Kyle Walker and Mr. D. But, man, so I've totally dug the New York Warriors auction, and I kind of, you know, I'll borrow stuff from them. I'll pick up some stuff that I can do better in Legends Live Auction from watching, you know, New York Warriors auctions and other auctions, too. Alex Comic Quarter got a good auction. Him and old Aim High Comics on there. Comicaholics and all them. But, yeah, so a lot of times, you know, if you get burnt out, I mean, even though you're not making videos or whatnot, you know, because you want to spend your time doing some other stuff, you know, taking time for yourself is really important. You know, spending time with your family's important also, you know, time for yourself, time for your family, just to kind of get away from it. And it's awesome because, you know, you don't have to have like any stress or any, you know, you don't have to, not like stress per se, but you can like not worry about cranking out videos or whatnot like that, because you want to keep your fans in your subscribers. You want to keep them entertained. And it took me a really long time to understand that, you know, I don't have to do a video every day. Although I was on a good roll for a while where I was doing a video a day, but I was digging it. But back earlier in my YouTube career, I was doing a video of a day just to do a video a day, you know, to kind of keep up with the Joneses, if you will. We've all heard that term. But I was really, you know, doing that, and then I got a humongous, I think it was 2016, 2017, man, I got so burnt out. I only did like 20 videos like in a 12-month period because I was so burnt out of doing videos. And so I tapered off a little bit of it. But then there's those times where, yeah, man, I want to, you know, I've got so many ideas and I want to crank out the videos, which is really awesome. But what I'm getting back at is, you know, you don't have to do like a lot of videos. You don't have to do any videos. I mean, you could still be a part of your of YouTube by commenting and watching other people's videos and taking part in the chat and everything like that. And we have great chats on the comic book community, man. We always have some good stuff. The gaming community, there's usually trash talk or whatnot, you know. But the comic community is really good on the feedback in the chat. It's great to see Kyle Walker, Mr. D, talking about them unpressable defects. Yeah, in HME3, he said he knows what I'm saying. Stranger Things really good. Oh, you did? Nerd Vision said he marathoned that show. Yeah, I need to watch that, man. I'm gonna watch it eventually, but I need to. But here's the thing I want to get back to is I'm running out of time. Really, if you kind of think about it that way. And I know people could call it a midlife crisis or whatever, but I'm over the hill now. Like many of us, we're over the hill. And going back, and I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth like an episode of Highlander, Duncan MacLeod, man. There can be only one. But I'm going back and forth. But, the summers and stuff and the days, man, they really did seem like they lasted forever, And I don't know if it's because, how the brain, the frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until you're like 22 years old. So a kid, a teen, a 21, 22-year-old, they may still have slower decision making, or they may not like think about future consequences that will happen if they do a certain action. They don't think about the future when they do something. But the older you get, you'll see that stuff, and you can go over it a lot quicker because your brain is older, you're smarter, you've got more wisdom because you've lived more years, you've got more experience in the game of life. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of see things a lot differently than like say a teenager can see. So, but with that, it just seems like every day that I go through, the days really seem to get quicker, and I don't know what it is. I don't really get it. I guess I didn't really research that portion before I did this video. I just wanted to talk about it, see what y'all think. Mr. D says the auction chats are always fun. Yeah, there's some crazy ass bidding going on in that stuff, man. Oh my God, I mean, people were bidding on stuff, and that was another thing. People were bidding on all these books. I didn't even know much about those books because I don't read Batman anymore, and I don't know a lot of Marvel, what's hot in Marvel. But I'm guessing some people really wanted some of those covers and Virgin covers and stuff. But damn, that was insane. But yeah, during a work week, it seems like, even like, when you're at work, I stay busy at work, man. My work days, they really, go by quick, especially we had a busy summer there. But, man, work goes by really fast. And when you get home, it's like, my drive's kind of long. But, yeah, you get home and it's already bedtime, and then you start the day and you do it again. And it doesn't take that long to get to the weekend. And then the weekend, though, seems really short, of course, because weekends, they never last forever. So yeah, time's going by a lot quicker now, and kind of I'm gonna start wrapping it up on my journey through time. Legend Travels Through Time is I'm still going to do YouTube. I'm not retiring or anything. But the videos and the appearances of the great legend is going to be few and far between. I mean, I'm still going to do a lot of gaming when I can. Gaming's takes me a while to get set up on that. So I at least want to do some gaming at least a couple times a month, Break that stuff back in kind of slow. Sometimes I get pretty addicted to that Sea of Thieves. I don't want to spam too many pirate videos. Of course, keep trying to rock and roll with the auction, first and third Saturdays. I am looking to slow that down, possibly to one auction a month in 2020, because what I'm really hoping for the auctions, because once I get my collection all cleaned up and narrowed down and, everything's kind of how I like it, I still need to get rid of a lot of stuff and put a lot of stuff away. And I just have too much stuff that I've accumulated over my comic book collecting years, that there's just too much stuff, so I need to get rid of stuff. So by the time I get all that situated, I'll have maybe one auction a month, and then After that, I may not have any auctions at all. But what I'm really hoping for is I want to see more auctions for the YouTube comic book community. I want to see everyone do an auction. I mean, we got New York Warriors, we got Spidey Fan, we got Pocket Universe Comics from Canada, we got Lords of the Long Box, we got the Jim Mint Collectibles live auctions. Doom 143's had an auction. Alex Comic Aim High. Me and Houdat had a solo auction one time where it was just me and him on there. But yeah, man, I want to see a lot more freaking auctions. Because they're freaking awesome. I mean, you can really get some steals of a deals on there. I've seen some really good deals, and in the comic book community will give you some great deals. You just kind of got to be patient, and get lucky. I mean, and some of them auctions, the Legends Live auctions, they can run 3 to 4 hours. So, I know that's a chore, and I really appreciate y'all for watching, like sitting through a 4-hour freaking show. I mean, that kills my back, and I hope y'all are very comfortable when you're watching the auction, because man, it is killer. I mean, this chair is pretty comfy. I mean, I used to have a crappy ass chair. Y'all saw me last night, man. I was eating my supper for that thing. But yeah, I want to see a lot more auctions come up because, time. I mean, my time's kind of running out, and I don't want to, like, I still want to do videos, but I want to do a lot less videos. I just don't. I just, kind of. I really got what's the word? Well, man, having that month off. Now, granted, it was a stressful, crappy kind of stressful. We had a lot of death in the family. We had 3 deaths in the family from June and July, man. Uncle, a grandma, a uncle. Oh my God, man. So that was freaking intense. But then I was getting, I don't want to, say that was the reason for this or that, but I'm given every day, it seems, I was getting signs, and some of y'all may not kind of believe in that, but I really feel like God was showing me a lot of stuff about, time, like tons of little time travel references, tons of little just things I could see, that other people wouldn't pick up on. Only I would pick up on it because in my mind at the time I was thinking things and then they just happen, kind of weird type scenarios there. And with these 3 deaths, and I could look, I could come out of my own body and look to see at what I was doing. Too much time on YouTube, not enough time with the family. You know what I mean? Just my priorities weren't where they were supposed to be. So I took that break, and it was freaking awesome. I mean, it was like a damn vacation. And it's kind of funny, to think that. I don't think that, YouTube shouldn't be looked at, your YouTube career, your YouTube hobby. It shouldn't ever be looked at as like a job or something you work at. It should be looked at as like a fun time. But sometimes, and here's the crazy thing, we watched this thing called Black Mirror the other night, which totally crazy episode about this girl. She had a phone, and she was Black Mirror's kind of like Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt. Well, Tales from the Crypt's horror. It's more Twilight Zone, kind of weird science, EC style story, if you will. But she was looking at her phone, and she could point her phone and like rate people or like people, and if they had a crappy rating, people didn't like them. If they had a high rating, everyone was fake and stuff. I mean, like, yeah, I don't ever want I don't ever want YouTube to become that kind of deal. But sometimes, honestly, it does kind of happen like that. Popular channels, channels that don't have as many subs, but they want to get to that next level, which a great way to do that, is those subscriber contests. I mean, you do a subscriber contest, you let more people know, the word gets out. That's the best. That's the word of mouth style. great way to grow your channel. But anyway, yeah, what I'm saying is, when it was starting to get too much like a competition, even between, not even between YouTube channels, but in between stuff like maybe comic books, how many big boys can one person get? You know what I mean? We got a legend here, SNMC, Seeking Near Mint Comics. What is happening, brother? Comics with Bueller. Bueller, I gave you some shout outs earlier, man. You've been doing a kick butt job on them videos. 1,000 subscribers, man. Seeking Near Mint Comics has not enough time for comics, man. That's it. Time to time. We all need a break from the hobby. Hell yeah, man. That's right, dude. Oh, yeah. We will, man. We will. I mean, I couldn't do that last PPV. The one, I don't even remember what it was. Did we miss another PPV? I don't think we did. We'll get back on there. Black Mirror leaves us mark. Yeah, that Black Mirror show where that girl's doing the votes on the social media and all that. That was pretty real. I mean, that was kind of like, I don't think it's as bad, but I could definitely see something like that maybe in the future. An alternate reality. But yeah, man, that was pretty freaky. Let's see what we got going on here. I am winding it down. I really appreciate y'all staying with me. I'm almost done rambling on about this time thing, but yeah, I mean, taking time's not a bad thing. It was, and like I said, I was able to like get caught up on a lot of reading. I finished a new Superman. I know Saga stopped they're going to take a year break, which is cool because I'm probably going to go back and reread all of those issues because I haven't finished reading them. I'm on like mid-20s, I think. So I definitely want to read Saga, and I also want to get caught back up on East of West. And somebody, I can't remember who sold this book last night. It was I want to say maybe Whodat Comics had an East of West first printing for sale, man. And I was like, oh, what a great book. Somebody had that book. I was like, man, I would love to get another copy of that. I mean, I don't know. I know they're making movies out of, well, I don't know if they're making a movie out of Saga, but I did hear about East to West might be getting picked up or something. But man, I love these stories, man. And the cool thing about comic books is a lot of the stories are getting picked up into movies or TV shows. And now I'm not saying like, I've got East to West 1, it's going to be a TV show. Yay, I'm going to be rich. I'm not talking about that. I'm just like, get the word out there, But that's the key. They'll get picked up for TV shows, and then no one will watch them. So, make sure to spread the word and tell your friends, hey, this was a damn good comic book story. You may want to read this book or watch this TV show. Watch the TV show because I know I read this story. It was kick-ass. I think it's something you're going to love. 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. They all do reincarnations, not as different things, but as babies again. But one guy didn't want to because he had a wife. He had a weird offspring. I don't want to get too much into it. But Death was a really cool character in East to West. That was kind of my favorite part of that storyline was the Horsemen of Apocalypse type thing. That was my favorite kind of thing I liked about that. And the different sections and the territories and all that. It kind of reminded me of territorial pro wrestling back in the day, which was so damn cool. Trinity sold the East to West. Yeah, I've been picking that one up every month, but just love the story on that one. I don't pick up as many comics as I used to. I've got most of the big boys and holy grails and key issues that I want. I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there a safe. I probably got about 10 runs like of old books like Dark Shadows, 60s Plastic Man, Justice League Adventures comics, Batman Adventures Volume 2, which I should have been like ETA Nick. I shouldn't mention the runs I need to complete because they're not spec books. Trust me, none of this stuff is spec. They're crap. Don't buy them. I just like them because I like the stories and love the art. And the ones I like, the ones that are Golden Age, I usually try to get in hardcover, like Carl Barks. I'm gonna I've got about 15, 16 of them right now, but it's Carl Barks reprinting of all of his hardcovers, his 30 volume set of all of his Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck stories in hardcovers. Don Rosa's another one. I do have his first comic work in a 9/8, but I don't have any of the other issues. But I collect his hardcovers. You know, I like Donald Duck, Scrooge. That's Donald Duck's my favorite Disney character of all time, of the core. Movie, I like Pinocchio, though. Shazam stuff, you know, there's, you know, some more Golden Age Fawcett I would like to have if I can get my hands on him. If I've got the money at the time, you know, I've always got some cash, but if I've got the money to spend, you know, on the book at the time and the time is right, I'll get the book, you know. If the book or the Grail catches my eye, then my eye catches the Grail, you know what I'm saying? That's some Walt Whitman shit right there. But Funkos, you know, just all this kind of stuff. Got to sell some stuff, you know. But yeah, and that's another thing I want to talk to you about big boys real quick. I was thinking about this today. If there's ever like a big boy or a book and you're not sure on, and you're overthinking it, or you're fighting yourself, you know, sometimes, man, just like Joel on Risky Business, Joel, sometimes you just got to say, what the F, you know? Go ahead and just buy that damn thing. You know, take that risk, you know? Buy that big-ass book you want, that big boy book, you know? Buy it, man. Just get that Hulk 181, get that AF-15. I mean, because those books, I mean, you know, you'll know deep down in your heart that sometimes that Grail you want, it's only going to go up in price. So if you can get it at a price you're willing to pay, go ahead and do it, man. Trust your instinct the first time. It's like, you know, whatever you think the answer is from A, B, C, and D on that multiple choice Scantron, take the first answer. And usually it'll be the right one for you, you know. So always do that. That's really good stuff, too. Man, Legend, it's an honor to call you a friend. You take all the time you need. The family you come home to every day is the one that needs you the most. That's what it's all about, man. And HME3, too, brother. The comic book community, we all need to support each other. That's it, man. I think we support each other really well. You know, I know there's sometimes we bicker back and forth, but it's fun because it's just like locker room stuff. I mean, we showing off our big boy books. We slamming them down, you know, and it's fun. I mean, like, I know some folks, you know, get a little jealous and everything because, damn, that's a sweet book, man. I wanted that book, man. Or, you know, they might get pissed. I mean, here's who that. I didn't even know who that Comics and Movies had this book. Whips out, I don't know the number because I'm not an Iron Man fan. I think it's Tales to Astonish 39 or 49. I don't know. One of those. It sounded like it 39. And he's got this Iron Man Stan Lee sig. I was like, I didn't even know you had that book. Man, he's so secretive and silent with his books. But say, you know, a guy like Trilogy, Comic Corner, he's a huge Iron Man fan. He could spot that book if you had covered up 95% of the book and just gave him one corner. He knows by looking at that one corner, that's the holy grail he's been looking for. And then who dat says, this ain't the holy grail you've been looking for. Move along. No, I don't know. But, man, you know, like I said, man, if you can get the book, go ahead and get that thing, man, because you never know when you're going to get that chance again. And sometimes you got to take a chance to get that stuff. But I just want everyone to know that I love YouTube. I love hanging out with y'all. And like I said, you may not see a lot of me, but I'm always, you know, watching, and you know, you may see me in the chat sometime. You know, Dark Shadows, I've maybe got about 100, maybe less than 100 episodes. So when I get done with that series, I already watched my 12 Monkeys on Sci-Fi. Epic, freaking epic time travel. Got me teary-eyed a couple times. Moving, loved it. Awesome. Can't say enough good things about that show, man. I'm not really good at reviewing long TV shows or anything, but that's a great show. So yeah, you'll see me and I'll be watching you. I'll be commenting and everything, and I'll try to keep up with everything in the social media. But like I said, a lot of that stuff is just too much for me, so I kind of try to avoid it. You know, if it's like a blast Facebook page, you know, some of y'all have me on Facebook Messenger as friends and stuff like that. Instagram, I've been sucky. Twitter, I've been sucky. I need to get my game on that kind of stuff. Take some pictures. I downloaded that Snups app. Never really used it, but they have a nice feature where you can kind of list some stuff that you, if you want to sell it or whatever, get some good deals that way. I don't really know how all that works, you know, or if it's safe or whatnot, but I'm sure if you do, you know, goods and services or, you know, whatever, I'm sure goods and services you can do pretty good on. But yeah, I need to get better at the social media and, you know, do a little bit more of that stuff. And I'm going to be trying to watch a lot of y'all's videos. You know, it's just like I said, the older I'm getting, I'm finding out that time is, in my own mind, is going a lot faster than it was when I was a kid. And I want to spend more time with my family and, you know, the ones I love and things like that. So, because, you know, I kind of look back at the events of the summer, you know, my uncle, my mother, my wife's grandma, and her uncle, which that was the grandma's son, passed away in like 2 months. And you kind of think about it and you're like, man, we didn't really get to hang out with them, you know, as much as I would have liked, you know. And that's kind of crummy, you know. I mean, just everyone's so far away, you know. And then you kind of, but you know, I look back at the times we did have together, and they were awesome times. And I'll always have those times in my heart and in my mind. So that's really cool. So you kind of get that big moment of reflection, I think, you know. And it's kind of neat, you know. And, you know, like I said, I've been awoken to many of things and see things a lot differently. And it's really crazy, some of the stuff I see. And I'll do more Legends Truths in the future as well. And I'll kind of talk to you about some of that weird stuff, you know, and see what you think about it. It's pretty interesting, you know, very interesting stuff. But if you're still listening, just always remember, spend your time the way you want to spend it, you know, because all your YouTube folks and all your social media friends and followers and subscribers, they're still going to be there, you know. So, like me, if you need to take some time away from doing YouTube stuff, man, please don't worry about the numbers game like views or subs or any of that kind of stuff. Don't worry about, you know, just by you not, you know, showing a video or whatnot, that people are going to forget about you, because you're on YouTube, man. You put a video on YouTube, you'll be on this YouTube stuff forever. You're immortalized already. You know, your grandkids and, you know, great grandkids, if YouTube and the internet is still turned on in the future, they're going to get to see some of this stuff. They'll be like, man, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. But yep, I think that's it, man. I think I'm going to go time travel to sleep, have some good dreams, and come back at y'all live pretty soon, probably. I don't know when. I don't want to make promises when I do my next videos, but I've got some auction packages, and then I've got just some mycomicshop.com haul packages for the last 3 months or so. And then this week, I don't know when I'm going to get the actual books. I'll probably get them in September, but I'm going to read it online. Fantastic Four #1. August 8th. Hey, man, HME3 Comics, man, you take care. Bueller says, as we get older, time is the most important thing. Money and material things take a back seat. That's right, man. That's how it is. I mean, and I want to just, you know, have a lot of good times, you know, with you know, the kiddos before they get too old and everything. Love them so much, man. I wish they could live with me forever. I'm going to let them, you know, go out on their own time. You know what I'm saying? They good people. Wouldn't have had them if I didn't want to have them, right? But yeah. Well, Sorry this was kind of more of a rambling video. I did want to take notes and everything, but man, tonight I was finishing up 12 Monkeys. I got caught watching this 1 hour long honky tonk man shoot video that was really good. He was really pleasant in it too. He was, sometimes he's off his rocker, but he had a really great shoot interview, man. I love listening to honky tonk man talking about the old days. What's up, Area 51? It's great to see Area 51. I was just taking the gang. I was taking him through my life. We time traveled, man. And we're all time travelers. And like I said before, we travel forward 1 second at a time. So I just want to make sure that I'm spending that time the best way I can. And that will never take away from, the stuff I do on the Great Legend Show. PD Hobbies, man. That's what I'm talking about. PD Hobby says, take care of yourself, Legend. Life's here to enjoy it, man. That's what it's all about. And, trust me. You're going to see me on, let's see, what date is this? For sure, August 18th. That's the next Legends Live auction. And then, wow, September 1st is coming up. That's going to be another live auction. So we're going to be running wild up on the Great Legend Show, man, doing auctions, stuff like that. But I really also want to get back into reviewing some stories. I mean, a lot of you, you're going to get a lot of Shazam. I know that movie's not coming out till I think next summer, but you're going to get a lot of Shazam material on my channel. And I know all of YouTube is going to be, hammered with Shazam material, but all of y'all, the ones that are subbed to me, I got a lot of love for the Shazam. So I'll be talking about some of my favorite Shazam stories, some key issues, some Shazam key issues. A lot of you already know what they are. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, man. Y'all know y'all's books. I mean, y'all are really smart collectors, big-time investors on the books. But maybe I can share some information about Shazam or some great stories or some great Jerry Ordway, love them painted covers from Power Shazam. Just some great cool stuff to look out for. I'm not very big on like what something's worth. I don't do a lot of money research unless I'm wanting to purchase like a big boy. But a lot of my current stuff, books that I already have, since I've already got them, I really never research what they're worth. Until I'm ready to sell one, if I do sell one, which there's some stuff I'll put up, but y'all know me. If I sell it on Legends Live Auction, I usually start that bad boy real cheap, so y'all are golden there. Y'all got some great stuff coming, but yep, Legends Live Auction. Check out everybody in the chat. Y'all have seen the names. Y'all are subscribed to them all. They're all legends here, man. Hey, Bueller, enjoyed your show last night, man. Bueller, I think, had 2 live shows. Maybe, man. Time's already slipping away, man. I know he had one late Friday night. Was last night Saturday night, or is this Saturday night? No, last night was Saturday night. Man, see, weekend's almost over. Well, weekend is over in my book. It's 1:38 a.m. on Monday. Back to freaking work. But, oh, man, I love each and every one of you, and I want y'all to remember that and keep coming by the Great Legend Show when you can. I'm going to be surprising you. I'm just not going to make very many videos, and that's okay because I don't need to make that many. I mean, we got an amazing community. Each and every day there's new YouTube comic book community users coming into this, and they're sharing their journey of comic book collecting with all of us. And some of us old-timers, some people have said this before. We've showed a lot of, or when we first got our Holy Grails, I've like, I always show the same book, but it never gets old when I show Fantastic Four #1 or Wiz Comics #2. Man, those are my like Holy Grails. Come on, that's just freaking awesome. Never gets old to show that kind of stuff. And that's what it's all about, man. Just sharing that passion and sharing that love. And, you're going to be, your journey through time might be different than mine or the next person. But the most important thing is we're all journeying through time together, And that's really how it ought to be, together. Fans, thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. This is the great legend saying peace out. God bless.